All right, everybody. This is the second half of the program. Of course, this is recorded early. You know, we're 2 days away from a big holiday, Thanksgiving. Want to get Mike in a little earlier and get him taken care of. He's probably sure, like everybody, has got some Thanksgiving plans. Mike Richmond back, as you guys can see at the bottom of the screen. He's the author of the George Allen book, which I have right here. A huge book there, by the way. A Football Life, and the forward was by the great Dick Vermeil. So let's bring Mike back on the program.
Hey, Robert.
Good to see you again, Mike. Okay, now you were telling me something backstage. You got into some type of Hall of Fame Saturday. Let's hear it, man.
Yes, thank you. The induction was on Saturday evening. Okay. I got into the Greater Washington Jewish Sports Hall of Fame, which is comprised mostly of athletes. I got in for my journalistic work. I mean, there's some iconic names that are in there based on their sports journalism, broadcasting, things like that. I mean, it's an honor to be in there with people like Shirley Povich, the great Shirley Povich, George Solomon, Len Shapiro from the Washington Post, and Steve Buckhans, and fellow broadcaster, Andy Poland, iconic DC radio voice. So I am now part of that. And John Feinstein, highly acclaimed sports author. So I'm now part of that.
These are big names. Yeah, they congratulations, man. I mean, that's awesome. Now, you mainly do you just write books, or you don't write for a publication or whatnot?
I'm sorry. Here's the award.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I primarily, I write for publications as well. Now it's just entirely books in terms of my freelance work. I'm not aligned with any newspapers or magazines at this time, but that should happen again in the near future when I have more time.
Okay. Yeah, I hear you. Hey, let's fast forward to Sunday. I know we wanted to do this interview after the game. When I sent you those emails a few weeks ago, the Commanders are riding high. Now, what happened Sunday, losing to Dallas like that? Is it because maybe they hadn't had their bye week and they're getting a little fatigued? What's your thoughts on that game?
I just think they've kind of hit a wall as a team right now. I mean, I think you know as well as I do that in the NFL, defenses catch up to offensive talent really fast.
Yes.
And I think that's kind of what's happened with the Redskins. With Washington. But they're making some silly mistakes out there too. I mean, drop passes, penalties, and also not converting on opportunities. I mean, I said repeatedly in the first half of Sunday's game, hey, they're letting the Cowboys hang around. And that's exactly what happened. And Dallas came back and won the game. So, I mean, the Washington had 4 possessions starting in Cowboys territory on Sunday and came away with 3 points. I mean, that's inexcusable. Right. And I don't care how bad a team is, your chances of winning a game, if you're not going to convert in those situations, is limited. I mean, you've got to put points on the board, when they're gift wrapped like that. But they didn't take advantage of it. And then with Daniels, I think that he's not doing exactly what he did in the first half of the season. Although Sunday his stats were pretty good. I mean, 25 of 38, he had like 250 yards passing. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So his stats were better than in the previous 2 games against the Steelers and Eagles. But I think that defenses have caught up to him a little bit too. He's kind of hit that rookie wall. But I think he has the potential to still be that franchise quarterback the team hasn't had in a long time.
Okay, so you're still leaning. Does he still – now, he was my rookie of the year a few weeks ago. Now, it looks like Bo Nix is kind of catching up a little bit. What do you think about his chances of still sealing that rookie of the year? It looks like it was a runaway first 6 weeks of the season. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't think it's a runaway anymore. I think that like I said, he's kind of hit a wall right now. Yeah. He's not as electric as he was in the first half of the season, but there's still 5 games to play. There's a lot of football left, and there's a lot of room for him to show what he can do. Well, I mean, it's not over yet. Yeah.
Well, I'm out of Nashville, just between me, you, and the audience here. I'd kind of like to see you beat the Titans because we want to get a better draft pick.
Well, you never know what can happen. They're coming off a win, so I mean,
yes, they are.
3-8 right
I'm
now.
worried, Mike.
Washington's in a slump right now. 3 straight losses. I mean, there could be an upset on Sunday. I wouldn't call it a major upset given the way Washington's playing. Washington's going to be favored in the game, but Tennessee could very well win that game. Washington needs to come out. The Commanders need to come out playing really hard and smart football, unlike what they did on Sunday. I said heading into Sunday's game, I mean, first of all, really strange things happen in this Washington-Dallas rivalry that have happened over the years where one team beats another team and is not expected to do so. I mean, that's happened repeatedly when these two teams have played each other. And in this case, just letting the Cowboys hang around in a game like that, I mean, they certainly, took advantage of things. I'll also say something else, which really, I mean, I think has hurt the game in a way, hurt special teams, is that onside kick situation where you need to tell the opposing team right now that you're going to attempt an onside kick.
Oh, I'm not a fan of that. And they ran it back.
They ran it back for a touchdown. They're putting their best players up front, like the receivers or running backs, players with hands to field that ball and to, hopefully, run it back, like in this case for a touchdown. And so it's ruined the element of surprise with the onside kick. And I think George Allen, speaking of coaches, I mean, he was a special teams aficionado. I mean, he's probably rolling over in his grave right now because of what's happening with special teams in the NFL. I mean, George Allen put special teams on a pedestal. They were special to him, and he put so much emphasis. And what's happening with special teams in the NFL right now with this, the kickoff now where they're, lining up, not the entire team, the offensive team isn't lining up at the 35-yard line for the kickoff, and they're, lining up as is. I just think it's taken away so much from the game.
Do you think that they may change? The NFL's quick to change back to stuff. Do you see?
This could be an experiment. It could be an experiment what's going on this year. I mean, it's an experiment to reduce the number of injuries, collisions on kickoffs. I mean, because you got guys running down the field so hard, so fast. I mean, those are very, very violent collisions. So it's to, prevent those types of collisions, those types of hits.
Yeah. Do you think this Cliff Kingsbury offense will last long term with Jayden Daniels?
They've got to do a lot more in the last 5 games of the season. I mean, Kingsbury, I think defenses have caught up to him. We're not seeing that creativity, that there's imaginative types of plays that we saw earlier in the season. He's got to get back on the right footing. I mean, I think Kingsbury's taking a lot of heat right now, and rightly so.
Okay.
I mean, the offense is just bogged down, but they're making silly mistakes out there too. Just a lot of drop passes.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's really, really hurt them. I mean, the Steelers game, the Eagles game, and even on Sunday, just a lot of drop balls. I mean, you can't do that in the NFL.
Do you think they just need another wide receiver? We're talking off season. Do they need to add a possession receiver?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, McAuliffe, he needs somebody to complement him. I mean, I don't think they're getting everything they want to out of Brown and those other guys. So, De'Ami Brown. I don't know. They could add another receiver in the offseason. So, I'm sorry. I said McCall. I meant McLaurin.
McLaurin, yeah. I was thinking, who is that? I know you know the team pretty well. I was thinking. All right, let's get to the book, man. I got the book in the mail. This thing is over 470 pages. That's not counting the epilogue. This is huge. How did you find that much information on George Allen?
I just did so much.
I've ever read.
I just did so much research on him. First of all, I mean, I didn't start at the start of his coaching career. I started at the beginning of his life.
Okay.
He grew up during the Great Depression in the Detroit area, so I started then. And really, as I wrote in the book, the very first paragraph, the quote, he developed his type A personality when he was growing up during the Great Depression. I mean, he was almost born with it. He was a workaholic during that time. He had to, earn money for the family. They depended on him so much. And he played sports. He was a successful three-way athlete in high school. He was just a very, very hard worker in his youth, and he just carried that on through life. Also, his attention to detail. I mean, there were signs of that in his youth. I mean, that's another element of him that he just carried on throughout his life.
What made you want to write a book about George Allen? Anything particular that stuck out and think, man, I'm going to write a book about this guy?
Well, number one, I grew up during the George Allen coaching days in the Washington area.
Okay.
When he came to coach the Redskins in 1971, I was 10 years old. And I mean, it was just several events that took place at that very time. I mean, the Redskins became good that year. They finished 9-4-1 in 71, Allen's first year. And I became hooked on that team. That was they had a winning season under Lombardi in 69, but he had them in the playoffs in 71. That was their first playoff appearance in about a quarter century. So that's what started them rolling along in terms of greatness in the 1970s. I just became hooked on that team. And also around the same time, I mean, I saw I had talent as a writer in the sixth grade. I wrote for a class project, I wrote a book called The Amateur Who Played Like a Pro. It was a bound class project, and it was about this amateur player at Ohio State who starred at the time, and he had a great game in the Rose Bowl against USC. Back in those days, the Big Ten played the Pac-10 often, or Pac-8 often in the Rose Bowl.
Yes.
And, so I wrote a paper on that. So I saw I had writing skills and wrote for my high school newspaper, college newspaper, just carried it on. Then all of the books I've written. So by the time, I wrote the Redskins Encyclopedia. It came out in 2007. Washington Redskins Football Vault in 2010. Then Joe Gibbs' Enduring Legacy in 2015. There was one more piece to the puzzle, and that had to be George Allen.
Oh, wow.
That's the answer. It's a long-winded way.
Yeah. I get it.
All the pieces came together, and I had to be the person who wrote the definitive biography on him.
What would you say to a young football fan, because my dad's 68. He's barely heard of George Allen. And how would you sell this book to someone who's never heard of George Allen?
Number one, I would say he was one of the elite coaches in the league
in
the 1960s, heading into the early 70s, with guys like Don Shula and Lombardi.
Okay.
You read about one of the elite coaches in the league, Hall of Fame coach. He has the number 3 all-time regular season winning percentage behind John Madden and Lombardi. Innovator.
Ooh, those are big names.
Yeah.
Wow.
Innovator on defense and special teams, major reasons that he's in the Hall of Fame. And there were those other characteristics of him, such as what I described to you.
Yes.
Be a great person to learn from in terms of his work ethic and his devotion to success and being the best that he could be. I mean, those are all things you could really learn from him. His success as a coach, his success in life, and the characteristics inside of him, his intangibles that made him a great person and a great coach. Also in the 1980s, he was the chair of the President's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports under Ronald Reagan. Another reason he was a model, George Allen, he was in great shape physically. I mean, even into his early 70s, he ran, he did all types of other calisthenics. He was just terrific shape. He ate very healthy food. That's what we should all learn from him.
He looks like a military guy. That perfect haircut and that face, and you could tell he's in good shape in this picture right here.
He nearly served in the military. In World War II, he was part of what was called then the Navy V-12 program. Okay. A lot of people went into that program. It was kind of a precursor to the GI Bill. During World War II, a lot of people who went into the Navy V-12 program, the government paid for their college education, and then in turn, they would eventually become Navy officers, thinking that the war was going to continue. Allen never went into the war. I mean, he last served in the Navy V-12 in like 1944 and 45, and the war ended in 45. So, but that he nearly went into World War II. If it had continued, he probably would have.
It's pretty much the greatest generation, or right around that point. His generation. Let's see. Okay, now Dick Vermeil wrote The Ford. What's the story behind that? Super Bowl winning coach there, audience.
Sure, great coach. Well, he was Allen's first true special teams coach in 1969. I mentioned earlier about Allen's devotion to special teams and how he put so much emphasis on special teams. He needed a special teams coach. So Vermeil in 1969 was Allen's first special teams coach. Marv Levy the same year was hired as the Eagles special teams coach.
Wow.
So Vermeil and Levy were the first two true special teams coaches in the NFL in 1969. And then Levy became Allen's special teams coach in D.C. when Allen became the Redskins coach in 1971.
Wow.
That preceded Levy's entrance into into head coaching. He was a head coach in the CFL.
I'm excited about reading this there, Mike. I'm not just saying that because you're on here.
We need to cross paths, Robert, because I got to sign that book for you.
Well, whenever you come to Nashville, or
you got to get me down there to the
I've
Grand Ole Opry. I've never been to the Grand Ole Opry. I got to come down there.
There's a lot. Well, it's good music here. You know, I drive Uber on the side. Keith Urban was playing last Saturday. A lot of great stars here. We got the Country Music Hall of Fame. You know, I'll definitely get you to sign it. And I'm going to read this, and I may do a follow-up if you want to interview. I have a few questions out now. It may take me a while. I'm working 2 and 3 and 4 jobs to keep this program up, Mike. I'm independent like you. I just don't want to work for anybody else. Is there anything else you need to add or plug, my friend?
We talked about George Allen book. We talked about a revival of the Redskins logo. I mean,
Yes.
that's really in the news right now. First of all, the longtime Redskins logo that existed on their helmets for nearly a half century before it was retired with the name in 2020.
Yes.
That logo was originally the vision of a Native American who approached George Allen when George Allen was the Redskins coach in 1972. The Native American, his name was Walter Blackie Wetzel. He was chair of Blackfeet Nation in Montana, happened to have ties to D.C. He was a Redskins fan. He approached Allen prior to the 1972 season. He said, listen, Coach, I would like you to get rid of that R logo on the helmet, which was actually Lombardi's vision 2 years prior. Okay. We need a Native American chief on the helmet. So that was the design of that chief that ended up on the helmet. It was the design Chief Two Guns Whitecalf, who was actually a chief at one time in Blackfeet Nation, and Blackie Wetzel knew of him. So that's the logo, the insignia that ended up on the Redskins helmet for almost a half century. Now, fast forward to today,
yes,
a Senate committee has been holding hearings on passage of a bill that would have a bearing on the team returning to D.C. It's called the RFK Stadium D.C. Authorization Bill.
Okay.
But before a senator from Montana, Steve Daines, approved the bill, he approached the team and he said, listen, I want you to honor the Wetzel family for the design of that logo. And I'm hoping that you're going to bring the logo back in some way. The name's not coming back, but he wanted the team to honor the logo, which the team has done. Yeah. I think gradually it's going to appear on team merchandise. Who knows? It may come back on the helmet. I don't know. But the team has honored the logo. They satisfied the senator from Montana. The bill passed committee last week. Now it's going to come to a floor vote in the Senate. Yeah. Probably by the end of this year. If that bill is eventually signed into law, then the Commanders will have the opportunity to come back and play in D.C. on the site of RFK Stadium. That bill basically gives D.C. the authorization to do what they want with that land for 99 years. So they can negotiate with the team and bring it back into the city if that happens. The team has also said that they're negotiating. They're thinking of Maryland and Virginia too. So it's not a certainty that they're going to come back into D.C., but there's a good possibility it will happen.
Nice. Do you think that with things changing, I notice a lot of stuff is starting to go back the other way in society, in air quotes. Do you think maybe they could, maybe a petition gets signed to bring back the name Redskins? It's an honorable name, right? You talked about the poll last time you were on here, done by the Washington Post. Yeah.
We can only hope that the name comes back. Yeah. My gut feeling says no, it's not going to happen. I just think there's too much controversy. First of all, the NFL, I believe, would need to approve it. I don't think the NFL is going to approve it.
Okay.
However, with that said, I mean, the owners of the team right now, Josh Harris, he grew up in Montgomery County, Maryland, right outside of D.C. Okay. He knows all about the history and tradition of the team. Mitch Rales, one of the minority partners, he grew up in Montgomery County as well. He knows about the history of the team, so they know all about the logo and the name and you know what they mean to the franchise. Mark Ein, I believe his name is. He also grew up in the Washington area, another Commander's minority partner. So they know all about the history of the team. So I think they would love to bring it back, but there's just so much. Unfortunately, there's a lot of controversy with it, that unjustified controversy. We know that it's only been meant to honor the team.
Yes.
It was never meant to slander anybody in any way. It was not meant as an insult. You compare it to like the Cleveland Indians and Chief Wahoo. I think that was seen more as a way of mocking Native Americans. So maybe the team was justified in getting rid of Chief Wahoo. But, getting rid of the Redskins, I mean, a lot of people would see that returned. I'm sorry, I'm not able to definitively say that they're going to bring it back, but
that's good.
A lot of us would love for the name Redskins.
And it's associated with all that winning.
Absolutely. Actually, the glory days, they were known as the Redskins. I mean, you ask any players today, who played back then, and who actually played in yesteryear at any point for the Redskins, they do not want to be known as the Commanders. They played for the Washington Redskins.
Wow. That's a good note to end it on. Mike, hey, buddy, you have a happy Thanksgiving.
All the same to you, Robert, and happy Thanksgiving. Wonderful holiday season to you.
And I will send you an MP4 of this.
Okay, great. Yes, I was going to ask you about that. I can put that.
I'll email it to you. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I can put that MP4 on my YouTube page as well.
All right. Thanks, guys. Hey, man, have a good one.
Thank you too, Robert. Thank you.
See you. All right, everybody. That's the end of the program now. I'll be back. I won't be here Wednesday. I won't be here on Thanksgiving, but I will be back Friday. with the Mad New Yorker. We've already talked about that. So, again, have a good night, everybody. I will see. Plus, hey, I'm going to I'll replay some of the programs. You may have missed some things. There will be a program on tomorrow. There will be a program on Thursday on Thanksgiving. So make sure and stay tuned for that. All right. Thanks, everybody.